Hey guys, welcome back to my craft room, and today we are going to do two projects in one because they're kind of short little projects that I thought would be perfect to go together. So we're going to do two Americana crafts today. The first one is going to be a, an embroidery hoop wreath. So these are the supplies you're going to need. Just some decorations, you're going to need your hoop, of course, some paint, and some burlap, and a star stamp. But of course, if you're going to make a different theme, then go with a different stamp. So first off, I'm going to start off with this United States kind of placard. I actually got it off of a giant cookie from Walmart. And I was like, I can't just throw it away. There has to be something to do with it, which is cute on its own. But I kind of wanted it to lean more towards like the rustic Americana. So I decided to cover it with some black paint. I just did normal black paint, but if you do chalk paint, it would look so cool. And then you wouldn't need to have the little extra words to put on there. You can just chalk your words. So then you're going to need some strips of burlap. I just did some thin strips, about 2 inches. It kind of depends on you what length and also the size of your hoop. Because if you get a mini hoop, you don't want like really long, dangly strips of burlap. I'm also taking a rubber stamp that is in the shape of a star. I'm just using some paint, red, white, and blue. If you couldn't tell, it's a Americana theme, and I am just stamping randomly the stars in the blue paint and then also the red and the white, and then letting it dry. And there's the big reveal. Now I did decide to take off half the hoop so that I can use it for another project or another wreath, because you know, you might as well double up on your supplies, right? Then I take those strips and I just glue them on there. I do a pull test just to make sure it is on there secure. I do that with all of my hanging, and then also for the little hanger on top, which you'll see me put together here in a little bit. But if you want to defray your edges, you could do that. You could even use just lace and denim. You could use gingham. You could use colored burlap, and you don't have to stamp. It's kind of a make your own project. You know, like the what is it called? The why can't I think of it? The choose your own adventure. That's it. Took me a second to think. Then I'm taking some blue flowers and the greenery to go along with it, and I'm just hot gluing those down. Hot glue all the way. If you wanted it to be super secure, use E6000, but you're going to have to wait for it to dry, so I recommend hot glue. I normally recommend hot glue, but except for glass. Then you should probably use E6000. But no glass on today, so hot glue all the way. That was cool. So I put my flowers down, and then I go ahead and get my little whatever that thing's called. The hanger, the strap, whatever the wreath hangs from. So a hanger, right? And that was just a smaller strip that I went ahead and stamped as well. And then I can just do the same thing, fold it over, give it a good glue, and then give it the pull test. And I left the little hardware of the hoop in between, and I didn't want to cover it, so I made sure there was enough room so that you could see that, because it's cute. I like that added touch of metal. See, there's my pull test. Now I'm putting the placard on, just some hot glue, and then I go ahead and do, there was a little piece of, well, there are a few of them, of a USA plastic sentiment, well, kind of. It was a decoration on the cake, but I'm using it as a sentiment, kind of. And I just put it right in the center. Looks so good. I think this one turned out so great. and it looks so good hanging up. So here is the little preview of what it looked like. Picture in the video. Great for the upcoming holiday. It's gonna look great. And it also would be a great gift, like if you're going over to someone's house for a celebration, you could give this as like a housewarming gift, or just a thank you for having us. So the next project is an Americana celebration banner. I've been doing a lot of banners on my channel and I just love them. I think it's a great way to add, you know, a pop to your party or your celebration or whatever is going on, just to give a little pop of color and a little bit of festivity. So for the supplies, you're just going to need cardstock, pattern paper, some letters, some ribbon, and then if you wanted to, you could add a little sentiment like the little USA placard that I had. Go ahead and you can use that on here as well. So to make our banner pieces, you're just going to cut some cardstock down to 3 by 4, and then you're going to cut down your pattern paper down to 2 3/4 or 2 1/2, depending on how much of a colored border you want. It's kind of an up to you feel of the banners. Banners are just so customizable that, you know, you could just like tweak it. That's what, not twitch. Tweak it just a small bit and it would make it look so different and cool. And then you're also going to need another pattern paper and cut those into 1 by 1 strips, and that is going to give us a little fun decoration to add on the front of our banner. And it's going to give it a little, what's a funny word that I can use that goes along with Americana and fireworks? A little, I guess pop is like the only really word I can think of. A little, yeah. I guess I'm not that funny today. I can't think of puns all willy-nilly anymore. So here are their 1 by 1 strips, and now we're going to take all of those and cut a slit down the center and then the corners to the slits to make a fishtail banner. You're going to do that with your blue cardstock and then your pattern paper, the little section that you had cut out before, and just doing the same thing. And I just notched it a little below the blue so it will overhang just a small amount. Then you're going to take your 1 by 1 squares and roll them up on either a pencil or a paintbrush and turn it into kind of a cone shape, but it's going to have a point. And then you're going to glue those and then glue them onto a circle or a scallop circle or a square, whatever kind of backer you want, just so you can create your little firework or little sunburst. Just a burst, I guess, would work. It doesn't have to be a sunburst. And then you're just going to stagger those, and then you're going to do some on top, staggered as well. And it's going to look really cute and a lot like a firework is why I wanted it to look what I wanted it to look like on my banner. And I think it did a really good job with that. And then adding the extra little USA plastic piece, it ended up like just tying it all together and it looks so cute. But you could put like an image in the center. Oh, you could do just about anything. You could do a sticker even. Oh, that would be really easy. So I'm just finishing up that little sunburst firecracker firework right here. And then I go ahead and move on to my banner where we just take the ribbon, which I needed a really long piece of ribbon. So, because I am spelling out the word celebration with an extra banner piece for this little firework. So I needed a really long piece, and I just did a like a Walmart brand. I guess I don't know if it's their brand, but it's their cheapest just red ribbon. And it looks fantastic. You didn't need a special ribbon like that I normally do for banners. Oh, I forgot that, you gotta assemble it first. Put the banner piece on or the pattern paper on the cardstock, but that's not hard. You just put that on there. You could use a glue stick, you could use your hot glue gun, you could use wet glue. I'm just using my ATG and it works fine. Just putting it on there. I think these are just such a great pop of color without too much work for your 4th of July party. Because during the hot months, you don't really want to be working too much. Especially with a hot glue gun. Oh my word. So I'm just finishing up putting all of those pieces on there. And then you'll see what I was talking about earlier. So I just lay out my ribbon, and then I put my pieces on half of the ribbon. So I leave half empty, and then I leave the other half for the banner piece. And I just put them in, and I space them probably about 1.5 inches apart, maybe 1 inch. I don't really measure it. I'm not a big fan of measuring. If I don't have to, I don't measure. And then once we have all of those put together, we are just going to fold over that half of the ribbon that we left blah, blah, blah. We didn't put the banner piece on. And then we're just going to put some glue down on the banner piece and then flip that ribbon over, but only the section that would be right on top of the banner piece. I'm leaving the rest of it open. I just kind of feel like it gives us a really neat, like, not ruffled look, but it just gives it an awesome look instead of being all rigid, if that makes sense. And then for the putting the hanger on, instead of doing an extra piece of ribbon for the hanger, I just take a little bit of extra room on the ribbon, the first part, when I'm laying it down and putting the banner pieces on, and then just cut a little extra off. Or leave a little extra on when I cut it off. That makes a little bit more sense. And then I just flip it around. Let's see if... Oh, I'm doing this first. Putting my firework on and then doing the plastic piece. I kind of want to say what I'm saying while I'm doing it because it'll make a little bit more sense. So I'll wait on that. So I'm going to put some craft letters that I found at the Dollar Tree. Oh my word. And there are a ton in this pack. I'm so excited. And they're just the right size for this banner. Of course, if you wanted to use a little smaller letters, you could put a star on the center and then put your letter on top of that, and that'll give it a little bit more of a ratio that'll look good. Because if you do a really tiny letter on there, it's going to look a little strange. Not too strange so you could get away with it, but if you put an extra thing between the banner itself and your letter, it would look good too. So I am just putting all of my letters on that spell celebration because I thought it was appropriate for, 4th of July, and also you could use it for Memorial Day, you could use it for Flag Day, you could, oh my word, so many holidays you could use this for. You could even just leave it up all year round. If you didn't feel like putting it away, just kind of like, the Christmas decorations that never go upstairs. Yeah. I just think there's some decorations that are so cute that should be year round, right? But anyways, this is where I'm putting the ribbon. So I just take the piece and I fold it over and then I glue it to the back. And that gives me a great loop so that I can hang it on whatever the heck I'm going to hang it on. You know, if you want to do it on a mantle, if you want to do it outside, you could use that loop for just about anything to hang it on. So this is the end of the banner piece. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed these two Americana projects, and I hope you guys will have an awesome 4th of July. I hope you're having a crazy day. Good crazy, not bad crazy. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!